What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. No substitutes, no makeup dates, no anything like that. Jay is back from his international travels. Back to the normal duo here on Daily. It's me. It's Jay.
Yeah.
Jay, how you doing? You smell like maple syrup?
I'm sure people are highly disappointed. Doing great. Actually, on a serious note, I just want to thank everyone that made the trip out to the Toronto area. We had a really great meetup. There was a lot of cool people out there. A lot of people asking for Ryan more than anyone else, actually. They're like, when you gonna get Ryan out here? When you gonna get Ryan out here? I was like, I don't know. That's up to you guys. If you want to get Ryan anywhere.
Sure. Yeah, everyone was begging to see me.
Oh man, Kohlhauser was leading the charge. He was more disappointed that I was there than you, to be honest. He's got a big picture of you in his office.
Kohlhauser has a massive picture of me hanging in his office. And it is the picture of me with the Pharaoh hat on.
Yeah. So
wild.
He just wanted to get you out. But then a lot of us went to Canada's Wonderland. That video's up on Park Hoppin'. It was cool. I went to the Toys R Us. It was a bit of a dump. But people said that I went to the one that was in the ghetto, in the Toronto ghetto. So they expected it to be dumpy.
Did you buy anything?
There you go. So, yeah. But other than that, again, it was great. It was great to see everybody and had a good time. And the steaks there in Toronto were really good, I got to say.
The steaks?
Yeah. There was like a steakhouse.
I thought you said like skates. I thought you were like ice skating or some shit. I didn't know.
But yeah, for the most part, the meetup was a lot of fun. That was the highlight, seeing everybody. So it's pretty good.
And you were up there for Transformers Con or something?
Yeah, the Transformers convention.
I bet they were excited to have a big 100,000 sub Transformers channel up there. Yeah.
At least I got to that point where I'm not losing subs anymore. It's actually going in the right direction. So that's nice. But yeah, no, it was neat. It was neat to see. What I really loved was like seeing the young people in cosplay, because I kind of figured that franchise was just probably like a little for older, but there was a lot of young people there that was excited and buying stuff and talking about the comic books and things like that. So that was kind of neat to see. I was glad that the next generation is enjoying G.I. Joe and Transformers. So that was good.
The next generation, huh?
The one thing though, it was really hot there in Toronto, and I guess like they don't plan for that. Like it was warm everywhere. Like I was like, does anybody have air conditioning here? So it was warm in the convention. It was warm in the restaurants. It was warm everywhere. And they're like, well, we got it turned up as high as it can go. There's a heat wave going on. It figures. You know what else happened too? I purposely packed so I can have a carry-on, right? Freaking carry-on. I didn't want to check my bag. Sometimes when you check internationally, it takes forever to get the bag out. go to the airport here in Orlando, got my checked bag, and they go, hey, we changed the sizes to the checked bag. You got to put your bag in the measurer bin. I was like, no problem. This is I bought it. I've been using this for a year now. It always worked. Well, it didn't fit. They're like, yeah, we removed like 2 inches from, it's international now, is like they removed 2 inches from the check bag. I was like, when did you guys start that? The end of May. I was like, what? Now everybody's got to go buy new check bag luggage?
It's a conspiracy by the luggage companies.
Excuse me, carry-on luggage. Sorry, what was I saying? Checked? I didn't want to check. Wanted to carry it on. So they go, yeah, that's how it is. So I had to check my carry-on. Okay, fine. Get to Toronto. The bags start coming out. My bag is nowhere to be found. Sitting there. Cole Hauser's in the cell phone parking area. He goes, what's going on? Where are you? Whatever. I was like, I don't know, man. Waiting. Doesn't come out. 30 minutes. Still doesn't come out. There's about 7 of us that didn't get our bags. All right. Then all of a sudden, the next flight, bags started coming out. I was like, all right, something's wrong here. Of course, the one time I had to check my bag. I just wanted to carry on and leave. Whatever. They can't find my bag. So the angry mob moved over to the one lady that was working the desk. And she goes, I'm sorry to report, but all the luggage was taken off the plane. So we don't know where your luggage is. There's a guy next to me. He was from India. He was fire hot, man.
That would have been me, dude.
His phone and I've got an air tag in my bag and it's still on the freaking plane. He used colorful language. 45 minutes go by. We're standing there. Nothing. Almost an hour goes by. They go, sorry, what happened was they emptied the plane and some of the smaller luggage got left on and they started to reload the plane for the next group and they didn't take that out. And I'm like, how do you forget? Like, did you just ask somebody named Billy? Like, Billy's a plane unloader? Yeah, I think so. I think we got it all. And they left like 7 pieces of small luggage in the back of the plane that they I guess they thought it was for the next flight.
Look, we all like to assume that all of this stuff, everybody is just, they know what they're doing. Everybody will do their job perfectly. Jay, do you always do your job perfectly?
No,
you don't. And so you can't expect these dumb fucks that are lugging this luggage and tossing your shit all around. They don't give 2 fucks. They don't really get paid much. The idea that like our expectation is they'll never fuck up, they're gonna fuck up. And when they fuck up, it's usually gonna fuck me up. That's usually the mentality I have.
And that's what happened. So finally they had to unload the plane, get our bags, and then they put it at the other side of the airport. And they're like, it's over there at aisle 10. I'm on aisle 76. Have a good day. Could have been worse. That's why
I don't do international travel.
Could have been worse. Other than that, everything went great. So
there you go. Glad you had a good time and found your bag.
Same.
Jester of Roanoke, the fact that we feel relief a real woman was cast as Zelda shows how untrustworthy Hollywood's become. The trans meltdown is just a great bonus. We're going to mention that. We're going to mention that. Atomic Patriot dropped 20 gifted memberships. That's $100 fucking dollars from the Atomic Patriot. Thank you very much. That's like right as the intro is going too. They must really like the intro. I must really like it. Alex McCarthy, RK3PO returns. Meta PC code RK Outpost or Drunk 3PO.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Shiitake, says Maximus. Thanks,
Maximus. At the meetup, somebody asked about that super chat. They're like, why does Ryan say it that way? I was like, it's part of the game. I had to explain the whole thing.
The terrible voice acting that was in Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yes. Now it's better.
Doug May, who's your favorite obscure DC superhero? Just started reading the question, and it's really interesting. Obscure. Well, one of my favorites before the CW show and everything for Arrow was actually Green Arrow. I thought Green Arrow was like a really interesting character. I liked some of the stories from the past and stuff. But then he became massively popular, obviously, because they essentially made him into a version of Batman on the CW, and that went for forever. But for me, for a long time, that was one of my, I don't know about like, oh, he's my favorite character ever. But he was just one of the characters I thought was interesting. And then obviously he became not super popular, but much more popular after that show.
I always liked Aquaman.
I don't know if he counts as obscure.
Yeah, he probably doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know if he counts as obscure. You liked Aquaman? You wanted to talk to fish, huh?
I just found it funny that in order to write Aquaman, they had to do something around the water to feature him. So it was like, oh my gosh, we got something going on with the ocean. Who are we going to call for that? I guess we'll call Aquaman.
Cole Hauser for 2. Jay puts on a Pharaoh hat. Put him on my wall.
I know where to get him.
Thanks, Cole Hauser. Yeah, that was wild when I saw that picture of me staring with my Egyptian heritage right off Cole Hauser's wall at his office. Dogzilla. Hail Ryan. Hail Drunk Starscream. Loving the Transformers series, Jay.
Oh, appreciate it. I'm having fun. I don't have to talk about like current day movies except for here.
Atomic Petrified. The entire G&G crew needs to do a stream with Pharaoh hats.
I know where to get them, I said.
I got mine. Yeah, I got it at the Mummy ride.
Yep.
Dokemon for 2. We watch MK2 trailer. We are J Levels of Gay. Is it actually out? I know there was a big countdown for it, but is the Mortal Kombat 2 trailer out?
J Levels of Gay? That's a new one. What is my level of gay?
It says trailer event countdown. Let me click on this.
Also, thanks for helping me get Saints and Sinners up there. Did good over there.
I don't see the fucking trailer, though. Like, they're just still doing this Mortal Kombat 2 trailer event countdown thing, but I don't see the actual trailer yet. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see when it happens. Basket City, airplane stories with Jay. Good times.
Yeah, I took a little long on that story. Sorry.
Jay, what was the airline?
WestJet.
Never even heard of that shit. WestJet. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Somebody mentioned the trans meltdown. I wanted to talk about that a little bit, Jay. I know they covered the casting yesterday, and I know Jeremy was celebrating that Nintendo, they didn't give in to woke Hollywood. And it is wild that we're at the point where when a biological female gets cast to play a woman, we're like, fuck yeah!
Yeah, we celebrate.
That is where we're at, right? That is what has happened because of the entertainment industry, because of Hollywood. But yes, we did get the news yesterday that shockingly, a young man and a young woman are cast to play Link and Zelda. Legend of Zelda live action movie cast Bo Bragason and Benjamin Evan Ainsworth as Zelda and Link. It's like, okay, you fix the hair, I could see both these characters as Zelda and Link. But a lot of people had a problem because there have been people in the trans community that have been trying to speak into existence their preferred casting, which would have been a man who now identifies as a woman, and that is Hunter Schafer. And of course, all the pictures they show are the ones that, after spending untold hundreds of thousands of dollars on hormones and surgeries and whatever to desperately try to make yourself look as much like a woman as you can. There are also some pictures that aren't very kind of Hunter Schafer. But, this is the thing that they tried to speak into existence, and it's not what happened. And now they're very upset about it. Trans mob blasts Nintendo for casting a woman to star in Legend of Zelda movie. And here's the post from Miyamoto, all this stuff. I'll never forgive them for not casting Hunter. Imagine caving into incels that are suffering from the male loneliness epidemic. We needed Hunter Schafer as Zelda.
What?
For people who say Zelda isn't a man, Hunter is a woman, and Zelda is not human too. Okay? We got robbed. And the bigots can breathe a sigh of relief until adult Zelda's announced, that is.
That's so stupid.
They had the chance to make 100% perfect casting decision with Hunter Schafer and screw that up somehow. Bro, nobody.
Is this real?
Other than you freaks with pronouns in your bios and shit, nobody wants a biological man, regardless of how hard they have tried to turn themselves into a woman. No one wants a biological man playing Zelda.
Didn't that start from like a weird rumor? Wasn't this just like a weird rumor, or did someone just say, "Oh man, they could really do something here," and then some weird site took it and said, "Man, there's a possibility that we could put this tranny person in as Zelda," and then
And
it
there
just
was
kind of caught fire, right? Like,
and there was some tracking that pointed to potentially like Hunter Schafer's PR firm, the one that started some of these rumors.
PP firm.
Like there are connections there. But then Brianna Wu, famous transgender. I'm sorry, this is silly. If anyone was ever born to play Princess Zelda, it is Hunter Schafer. It is the opposite case.
Yeah.
Like, this is a person who was born a man, and despite all the efforts, right, that they've done to change the way they look and all of that stuff, the idea that you would say they were born to play the character is fucking wild.
Yeah, it's stupid.
And I believe Brianna Wu is getting, turned off.
Yeah, she turned off.
Of course, after Brianna Wu was getting ratioed, turned it off. But it is a sad state of affairs when we are celebrating the fact that they didn't cast a man for a female role. Like that's where we're funny.
At. What is Brianna Wu famous for? Why is she like? Was she like a gaming journalist or something? I have no idea. All I know is
early Gamergate stuff and things like that, and then she tried to make a political career out of it as well, stuff like that.
He ran for Congress, I think, or something.
Yes,
but yeah, that's what it was.
They didn't go over very well.
I can't keep up.
It didn't go over very well.
No, I guess not. Now that person, human, is upset that they didn't get their way to have a ding dong linked with Zelda. See what I did there?
I did. Very clever, Jay. But yeah, two relatively unknown actors, two young actors.
Well, that's how it should have been. That's what everybody wanted. Unknown, right? That's what I wanted.
I still think it's weird they're doing a live action Zelda movie, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
With the extraordinarily limited conversation we typically have. I just feel like it's strange, right? I think it's strange. I think it would probably work better animated, but live action is happening with an actual boy and girl.
I guess we'll see.
It's weird.
I guess we'll see. The incels and the chuds have won, right? I love when they say that stuff. They're like, they gave in to the incels. That's how terrible. The chuds have won again. This is a terrible time for Hollywood. It's like, what are you talking about?
Let's hope the chuds keep winning.
The chuds. I don't even know what that means, but who
Team
cares?
Chud. Siphon. Jay, do you see Lego's releasing a Soundwave set?
I saw that. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Thomas Whited. Thomas the Terrible. I liked Apache Chief from Super Friends.
Apache Chief. I never read much of I only watched the cartoons.
Dan C. Jay, if it makes you feel any better, when I flew to Ireland on Aer Lingus, my checked bag made it just fine at the Dublin airport.
It makes me feel great. I'm glad.
Sulla Felix, trans mob. Is Elliot Page the spokes thing?
She hasn't made a statement, I don't think.
Hammerlord, I'm a little late. Not super late. Well, thank you. Health Minister of Belgium, Zelda's my niece. Don't eat her. Don't eat her. Icon Alice for 5. People have been calling them Transformers. I saw someone yesterday use a better name, Transcepticons. Nader's bricks for $1. Those poor freaks. They just can't have every movie. Oh, well, I just laugh at them.
Icanalus also joined us at the meetup and went to the theme park. It was pretty awesome.
Oh, there you go. I didn't know Icanalus was Canadian.
He's not. He crossed the border.
Holy shit. That's a lot of effort right there.
People wanted to see you, man.
I wasn't there.
I know.
Dogzilla outrage. Hashtag justice for Legend of Zelda.
They're not using the hashtag much these days, are they?
What, in general?
Yeah, for canceling people or being upset.
No, I don't think hashtags have the same power they used to.
Yeah.
Jesus Davila with a super sticker. Thank you, Jesus. Heroic Kitten for 5. I'd show Hunter my master sword. You'd be in a sword fight then. You'd be in a sword fight. Look, I think
some people put wood in the chat.
Look, I think that Hunter Schafer, there are roles out there for Hunter Schafer. I think Hunter Schafer works really well in Euphoria, in where she plays a transgender person, like who identifies as female. Perfect casting for Hunter Schafer. Raven Black Sparrow plays. Jay, only chuds I know are cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers.
Okay. That was a good movie from way back when.
There you go. Over on Rumble, Grabdar's Hammer. Glad we avoided Legend of Zelda, of Zeldex. Credit to M. Night Shaman from the YouTube chat. Legend of Zeldex. Jesus. Ninroku, there was a fake live action Zelda trailer years ago. It was very hype. It might convince you that it's not a weird idea. I just feel like it would have been an easier win animated, if that makes sense. I feel like it's an easier win animated. But that's just me. Jay, with all your trips and everything like that, were you still able to keep up with some of the Superman news?
A little bit. Not doing too well in the box office. Still very divisive, which is really weird.
Well,
online
I think we should say it's doing very well domestically in terms of its hold, and it's Monday and Tuesday were very good, very solid, good word of mouth here domestically. Internationally, it's a completely different story.
Yeah.
Despite the best efforts of some to take a glitch on a box office website and report it as fact, not exactly the case. I saw this all over yesterday from DCU Hype. Superman worldwide box office total is actually $312 million in just 4 days. 155 domestic, 157 international. And it's like, whoa, that's kind of crazy, because that would have meant that the international numbers jumped up like $70 million in a 24-hour period. That's wild. How could that be the case? Same reported here. Superman crossed 310 globally. Budget was $225 million. The problem is it was all based off of probably improper data entry on the numbers, which got fixed within about 12 hours or so. But a lie goes halfway around the world before the truth comes out. And that's exactly what we saw yesterday. Now places like Screen Rant, who reported the same thing, had to delete their tweet and say, oh, it's actually at 270, guys. Are bad. Forget that we posted this fake shit. And they have fixed it over on the numbers. I wanted to explain this a little bit because there are some people who only happen to look at these things not very often, only when a movie they're very invested in tracking. The international box office numbers, although it gets reported by countries, when it comes to these things like Box Office Mojo or the numbers or whatever, typically we're not going to get an update to the international box office numbers in totality until the next weekend gets reported. Then they'll all come flooding in and, we'll see what we see. But you add some wild shit like China all of a sudden reporting $40 million, but it's only actually made $7 million there. All this stuff that contributed to this. But the reason it became such a big story and people took what was just a glitch and ran with it are because the international numbers are going to be a massive story when it comes to Superman.
Yeah.
I do think it's going to have a really solid second weekend domestically, maybe like a 55% drop somewhere around there, which would be really, really solid. But those international numbers are kind of the question mark. And it's something I brought up during opening weekend. It's something a lot of people are now recognizing and running with. Superman box office, DC's reboot is off to a stellar start with one lingering concern. And it is those international numbers. Superman's lower than expected international box office haul could be a big problem in the long run. And you have had Warner Brothers and DC be like, we knew it was always going to suck internationally. Superman's an American brand. We knew it would always do better. Despite the fact that only one Superman movie of note finished with about the same domestic and international, and that was Superman Returns. Man of Steel made more internationally. Batman v Superman made more internationally. Even Superman from 1978, Jay, made more internationally than it did domestically.
Yeah, that's a dumb excuse.
And that was in a different era. That was when international numbers typically were lower for things like Star Wars and Jaws and E.T. You name the big hits that were coming out late 70s, early 80s. It was always domestic was bigger than international, but not for Superman, even in 1978. And I think that's going to be the real kicker, which brings the question. If you knew this, right? We always knew it was going to be very American-centric. Why didn't you lean into that for the marketing? Right. Why did you avoid the American way? Well, you wanted to appeal to a global audience, but that global audience apparently hasn't bitten when it comes to the movie.
Man, this thing is not going to hit 500 million, is it?
Oh, I think it. I think 600 million is the. I think it will hit. Look, I think domestically it has a chance to do 3 to 350. I really do. I think domestically it can be pretty big. The problem is internationally, I don't know if it can make to 250. We'll have to see what the holds are like this weekend. We'll have to see what kind of competition Jurassic World still puts up, and then Fantastic Four is coming out. But it will get above 500. 600 million, I think now is like that target that could potentially be in question.
I saw Jurassic Park cranked over 500 million already.
Mm-hmm.
So that looks like it's definitely probably going to beat Superman in the box office.
Yeah, no question.
Overall, and then we'll see if it beats Fantastic Four. But I think what's going to happen is someone's going to blame Donald Trump why the international box office is so bad. They're going to be like, well, the tensions between America and the rest of the world are on high. So, that's what happened. Someone out there will do it. Mark my words.
Oh, they've already look at this. Let me see if I can find. Fuck. Why? I think I have the quote in this article. Hold on.
Okay.
As the trade explains, along with the general superhero fatigue internationally, Superman's never been the global box office draw that Batman is.
Oh, wow.
While there have been some arguments that the decline of the U.S.'s image under Donald Trump is impacting a hero that for decades was associated with truth, justice, and the American way, even with Gunn downplaying that last part in his film, box office history suggests it's not that simple. So there are already arguments created about that.
I knew it. I still feel like the arguing online is actually quite funny. People are just getting massively triggered if you didn't like this film or if you didn't hate this film. It's just like they're just constantly making posts over and over, about like just so furious with people that hated the film or didn't like it up to their standards, or loved the film that didn't hate it up to their standards. It just was like, oh man, there you go. Look at that. Yeah. I don't think we mentioned one time today, like if we loved or hated the film.
No, and we've also had different people on. Jeremy fucking hates it. Like, there's no doubt.
Yeah,
and
I didn't hate it.
I think that Jeremy, look, anytime somebody has a different opinion than you might think that they overly like it or they overly dislike it. Like, he really fucking dislikes the movie, much more so than me.
0 out of 10. So.
I had Chris on here on Tuesday, and I think Chris likes a little bit more than I do, even though he has like significant problems with it and stuff like that. But I've specifically gone out of my way to get people on that do have different takes on it that are different from mine. I will say this. I can totally get why a lot of people like the movie.
Sure.
And we've had discussions about this. If you think it's a 9 out of a 10, you're probably either 9 years old or retarded. But that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I can understand why people like the movie. It all depends on what you're looking for with a superhero movie, for sure.
Listen, I'm not gonna. It's like I just don't have the energy to. If someone disagrees with my movie opinion, to like stay on social media and constantly attack them and try to prove them wrong to change their opinion. I don't care. You love it? Hey, that's great. Go watch it again. Help its box office numbers. If you hated it, that's great too. Like what you like, hate what you hate. Spending time on social media trying to like prove your point, it doesn't affect it. It doesn't change anything. I have not met a single person who got into an argument about a movie on social media and were like, you know what? You're right. I just was rage baiting and I'm going to quit it right now. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for all those random throwing shade posts out there that I know was directed strictly towards me, that you thought you owned me. You owned the chud. Okay, I'm going to change my tune right now. You did it. It just doesn't work. It's exhausting, and find a better use for your time. Anyway, look, if you want, unless you enjoy that kind of thing, then enjoy it.
To be honest, there's some of that. Like, again, we always have arguments over DC comic book heroes. We always fucking do, because so many people care about those. However, for the people that have spent literally days and days and days ever since the release of this thing doing that, the truth is sometimes, Jay, they have no better use for their time. That's just what their life is.
Yeah, I got you.
So like that's just the case sometimes. But that's fine.
This stupid go-go party who always has something to say about me every time we go live says, find a better use of your time, Jay. LOL. You can't find a single tweet of mine talking to anybody about the Superman film. So I don't know why you would even post that. You must be retarded as well.
Thank you, Yellow Flash, for coming into my echo chamber and saying 6.5 out of 10. Not a bad movie, in my opinion. Yeah, Flash liked it. There's a lot of people in our space that liked it. And there's a lot of people in general that liked it. I think I'm like 4.5, like right around. I probably have to rewatch it again to like give my final thoughts, but 4.5, right around there. I don't hate it. I just have a lot of problems with it. And yeah, looks like a lot of people all around the world feel a similar.
If they loved it that much, why is it not? Why is Jurassic Park doing better?
I think that it has very good word of mouth for our families and kids, right? I think those are the ones that are going to continue to push this thing domestically. It is just not hitting internationally.
There you go.
And that's a big fucking problem when you're talking about a movie like, because most of the time, with a few exceptions, most of the time, what we're talking about for these big blockbuster movies, you're looking at like a 40-60 split domestic to international, somewhere around there. So if your movie hits $300 million domestically, for most of these big comic book movies, stuff like that, you can usually bet on, well, that could be like 425 internationally, something like that. For Superman, that's not going to be the case, which is why we kind of need to talk about what's going to happen with Fantastic Four when that comes out. Because not only
Fantastic Four,
I do love that fucking music.
Supergirl too, man.
Bro, that movie, that's coming out next year.
It's for all the party girls, man. Come on. They're going for a different demographic.
That's going to be drunk Supergirl fighting Lobo.
Maybe they make out. I don't know.
Lobo heard that Superman and Supergirl were sent to Earth to spread their seed. He's like, let me get in that bastich. And he's going to just fucking try to spread her. I think that's what's going to happen in the Lobo Supergirl movie. And she's going to say, I didn't give you consent. And then she's going to try to cancel Lobo in front of the entire universe. That's what I think.
Maybe they'll have maybe he'll remake Game of Thrones with the blonde chick. I forgot her name. She was the Dragon Queen.
Wait, say what?
Remember in Game of Thrones, the guy who plays Lobo?
Jason Momoa?
Yeah, wasn't he in Game of Thrones?
He's Khal Drogo.
Yeah, and he had sex with the Dragon Queen.
Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah, Daenerys. Maybe they'll recreate that scene.
I'm
This time
starting
with
to understand why for your House of the Dragon reviews you couldn't remember
they're
anyone's
terrible.
name.
I don't
Jay.
know their names. Good show though. I'm just not I'm not that invested.
I couldn't remember a single character. Good show though. Like
I remember the nudity.
could not remember a single fucking name.
Uh
But that does bring up Fantastic Four because we're starting to get some of the first early box office projections for something like Fantastic Four. And certainly, Fantastic Four, the third massive movie coming out in July that we've had arguments about. Where is it going to finish? Is it going to beat this? Is it going to beat that? Jurassic World Rebirth, Superman, and then Fantastic Four. And right now, it's going to be interesting to see because internationally, with Superman's weak opening internationally, there's really no two ways to spin it. It opened very weak and it's tracking very weak internationally. If Fantastic Four has a similar domestic box office opening, there's certainly a chance that this can outperform Superman. Fantastic Four box office could be bigger than Superman after first projections. And just like with Superman, we've got a couple different projections for domestic opening weekend. Box Office Theory, keep in mind, they're the same ones that said Superman was going to have a $180 million fucking debut, which obviously never had a chance of happening.
It didn't play out.
They've got Fantastic Four at between 125 and 155 million. Now, one of the reasons they have it slightly above is because actually for Thursday previews, there's a little bit more pre-orders and stuff for Fantastic Four than there are for Superman at this same point in time. Obviously, you combine the Tuesday previews for Superman with Thursday, maybe one of the reasons behind that. This one over here is slightly lower. Long range forecast. This is from Box Office Pro. They have it between 100 and 125. I think it's probably going to be very similar to Superman's domestic. That 125-ish area. I think I guessed 130 for Superman before it actually came in. It wouldn't be shocking me if that's where it ends up based on these variety of projections that we have. But I think that internationally, based on what we've seen from Marvel, even with their fucking dog shit they put out, I think it'll track better than Superman internationally. And the question is, how much does that take away from Superman? Jurassic World holding on, how much will that factor in? And then Fantastic Four will have this kind of run where it doesn't have any major challenges. Before any of these movies came out, I felt like Superman was going to do better than Fantastic Four. Now, with albeit a really good hold domestically, it's projected to have, with the poor international numbers, I wouldn't be shocked if Fantastic Four outguns it, to be honest with you.
I don't think this movie's going to do that well either. I think there's just a big, I know we use that term superhero fatigue, but it's just like bad movie. Marvel hasn't really given us anything to be excited. They haven't, what was it? Captain America was like then the Thunderbolts. And it's just, I don't know, people's just not going to waste their time. Or either that or they'll wait and see if it's even worth visiting or watching. So I don't think it's going to do well at all.
Yeah, because despite all the hubbub and the desire for everyone to pretend like Superman just crushed it opening weekend, it made $220 million opening weekend. Ant-Man 3 made $225 million opening weekend.
That's what I'm saying. It's like people are choosing.
Black America, Brave New World, as shitty as that was, that made almost 200 million opening weekend. So like that's kind of where my perspective's at on some of this stuff and why the international numbers are so important for a movie like that. Superman made more domestically than Guardians of the Galaxy 3 in its opening weekend. But it made almost half as much internationally as Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Like these numbers are all important. So we'll see. I'm fucking sick and tired of Pedro Pascal.
That's what I'm saying. Like Pedro Pascal fatigue could be a real thing after this. They're just like, did you see that? Like that stupid, I know it's not true, but somebody started that click thing that Pedro Pascal was going to play Voldemort. in the Harry Potter series. And
God.
it's just a joke at this point because they're just like, we're not going to release any actors' information or whatever. But it's like, yeah, it's probably going to be Pedro Pascal because he's in everything. So pretty
He
funny.
fucking better not be. But
Wouldn't
yeah,
be
and
surprising.
you know, Matt Shockman talking about Pedro, talking about how hard it was to cast Reed Richards. So then you cast the most generic fucking person ever in Pedro Pascal. He did let something slip that has obviously caused a lot of reports. And that was here when he talks about how, you know, when he went to casting, how important it was, all the different facets of this character that he had to play. He goes from being the nerdy scientist who's locked away in a lab to the husband and the father who'd do anything to protect his family to the guy who's leading the Avengers, Shockman stated.
There we go.
So obviously that has led to a lot of reports. Mr. Fantastic will be the leader of the Avengers for Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. A lot riding on this Fantastic Four movie, isn't there?
Leader of the Avengers. Why not? Maybe in Secret Wars, maybe. I don't know, man. That means Pedro Pascal will be up front and center for Avengers Doomsday, Avengers Secret Wars. That's going to be the face of the Marvel for the next few years. Woo. Sounds good.
Face of
Sounds
Star
real
Wars, face of Marvel. Yeah.
They better put Riri Williams right next to him. Might as well just go, and then Captain America. Let's just put them all three. That should be on the movie poster if they really want to see what they could do. You know, let's just see how that works. You know, you can have like Robert Downey Jr. in the back with the Doomsday hood on, and then have those three in the front walking. Let's go for it. Let's make it happen. I don't think, I'm just telling you, I don't think this movie, we picked Jurassic Park to rule July box office. It looks like that's going to happen. So I don't know if that'll hit $1 billion, but I just don't see the high, like they really went all out with like their marketing as far as like Pop-Tarts, cereal, Nike, things like that, breakfast food, milk. You know, you can get the Fantastic Four blue milk for some strange reason. You know, they went out with all that type of marketing. So, but again, there's
they're going to reuse that milk for Star Wars promotions, the blue milk.
Probably. That's probably what's going to happen. There's just no springboard, you know, that came into this film. So, unless it's as good as the original Iron Man that kind of started off the MCU, which I don't really have that high hopes that that's what it is. Yeah, I think it's going to be in trouble.
Here's my thing. Do I think that before all this started, I said Jurassic World, probably like 900 million. I said 700 million for Superman and like 650-ish for Fantastic Four. One of the reasons I say that is because I feel like if I told you right now that Fantastic Four, teased as the lead into Avengers Doomsday and like all of this stuff, Fantastic Four will make 50% more money than Captain Black America Brave New World. Do you think that's like a ridiculous thing? I think that's fair.
I don't know.
Like, I think that's fair. Like the idea that there would be more interest in them than Captain Black America Brave New World. So that's why I said, you know, 600, 650, somewhere in that area. And I'm still holding on to that, and we'll see. The difference is now that might be enough to beat Superman, even if it isn't really a smash hit for them at all, and not with the hit that they need as the lead up to Avengers Doomsday. Could end up being higher than Superman.
I'm probably wrong, but I think it's going to do worse. I think people are that sick of Pedro Pascal that they just don't want to see it. That's what I think. The movie could be good, it could be fine, could be non-woke, whatever, but it's just like, can we just see somebody else? That's what I say. I think it's going to do worse than Superman just because that Pedro Pascal fatigue. And he's out there, man. He's out there like pushing for trans stuff. He's out there like pushing for all this, whatever. He's out there.
I am sick of fucking Pedro
like
Pascal,
rainbow
bro.
dildos or whatever he was doing. Like all that stuff is out there. And it's just, I think that's just going to turn people away. It's just like, yeah, I don't care about this guy. So I think it'll do worse.
We won't have to wait too long.
Yeah.
We won't
Maybe
have to
people
wait
will
too
go
long
back
to
and
see.
watch the dinosaur movie instead. You know what doesn't have
I have
fatigue,
no desire
Ryan?
to see that again.
You know what doesn't have fatigue? I'm just gonna jump right on in here. So today is Disneyland's 70th anniversary. It opened this day 70 years ago. And look at all the people in line. Holy crap. They've got special guests and celebrities and all these people there today. Bob Iger's there, Josh D'Amaro, all that stuff. That's a lot of freaking people looking to get into Disneyland. I've never been to Disneyland, so
I've been
I don't
there.
know.
Well, I've been there once when I was a kid, and once when I was living in California, like, I don't know, 2017 or some shit like that.
But they decided to do something for Disney Plus on the 70th. And I'll show this here. If you have Disney Plus, here's a little commercial.
You don't even have to go to the parks.
Plus,
Yeah.
you can bring the magic home with new exclusive videos of the best attractions around Disneyland Resort that put you right in the middle of the action.
Howdy, here for the big race, huh?
So you can celebrate 70 years of Disneyland with us, right here on Disney Plus.
So they put all the rides on a POV experience, which honestly, all that's been available on YouTube forever because of theme park vloggers and people recording while they're on the rides. But now you can go on Disney Plus because they put together like professional cameras and all that stuff to give you a top quality experience as if you're actually in the park. They do get on YouTube, if you have a really good POV of a ride, it does get millions of views of like coasters and everything like that. But this was kind of funny because our main man Jonas over from that park place went in and he realized that on the Tiana's Bayou ride for the Disney Plus attraction, some of the animatronics aren't working.
They wanted to give an authentic experience.
So it's like, so there's Tiana. Like Tiana's supposed to be dancing and singing. She's just like standing stiff. So he put this clip up. I guess they thought people wouldn't notice. Now there is some crazy rumor out there that's been floating around for a few months that Disney and Universal, they are going to be releasing these POV of their rides exclusively on their YouTube channels or wherever. And they're getting ready to do something about live streaming in the park. Now I know Park Hoppin' does that. If you do watch our live streams, we do our very best trying not to like be rude or stick the camera in people's face that we don't know or anything like that. It has become a pretty crazy problem because some of the live streamers that go to the park, now they've got 3 phones. If you've ever seen it, they've got one for YouTube, one for TikTok, one for Instagram. And they've got some kind of like the portable Wi-Fi that you could get, I guess, from these different companies. And they go live on all 3 channels. And a lot of them have like, they've gotten in a little bit of, I guess they've been told not to do that so much because they get rude with people. They fight to get into the front. They try to get, all the best angles or anything like that. They take it way too seriously because I guess that's their livelihood. So Universal started releasing the POVs of the different rides, and they have like banned filming from the rides, things like that. Disney still has not done that, but now they're releasing POV from the rides, putting it on Disney Plus, and it's on their YouTube channels as well. I don't know if that's going to happen. A lot of times these theme parks use those vloggers as free promotion to get people into their park. But it is interesting that they would release all these things on Disney Plus for people to watch, and I'm assuming we're going to see a lot more of because they have a division, they have a TikTok division at Disney that they're going to start using to create TikToks of the different things in the park with their own TikTok star. So that was a job that they were offering over a year ago. They had the people go through training, and you're going to see them in the park. So they'll probably get special passes to record different things and create TikToks on their own personal account to make it look like it's just a regular TikTok person, but it's in fact a Disney employee. So just
I
for
mean,
marketing purposes.
It's like that is a tough, like the idea of having a little bit more control over the insane live stream that's going on. That is like a tough thing to walk because probably 95% of people that are out there doing that, of the theme park bloggers or whatever, most of them probably aren't any problem whatsoever, right?
Right, exactly.
But there are people that do cause problems and shit. And I know there is a ton of people. I can't say I spend too much of my time watching theme park videos or whatever, but there's a ton of people that love doing that, love watching theme park, just walking through, just watching a fireworks show, just standing in line for a ride and stuff like that. That will be very, very unhappy if they just say, no more. The only thing you'll ever see is Disney authorized
correct
stuff. Like it's going to not go over well.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. But these are some of the rides you can watch: Big Thunder Mountain, Jungle Cruise, Soarin', Avengers Campus, Hollywoodland, Main Street USA. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe you walk through Main Street USA. Then some of the nighttime shows will be up there: Tiana's Bayou, Cars Land, Indiana Jones Adventures, Pirates of the Caribbean. So all those are available on Disney Plus, celebrating the 70th anniversary of Disneyland. There you go. And Park Hopping will be out today with a few of us live streaming from a park, as long as the weather holds up.
From Disneyland?
No, not from Disneyland.
Oh. Well, that's not relevant then.
No, but it's just a little advertisement. So maybe a little bit later today.
There you go. Joseph Salazar, the real hype for F4 is the Doom post scene. Maybe.
Which will probably make it on Twitter, in about an hour after the movie's released.
For the Emperor, Legend of Zelda should be animated, in my opinion. Andy plays games for 5. Nick Cage will star as Jay in his life story, Con Air Lingus. Grizzly Nightmare. What's your guys' ideal breakfast when you have time to enjoy it? Glad to see you made it back safe, Jay. Ryan wouldn't be the same without you. What's your favorite breakfast, Jay?
2 eggs, a piece of toast, and a bowl of grits. I love it.
That's what you would have, like, time.
I could eat that almost every day. I'll throw in bacon too, like bacon. So
well, I don't know if that's the spirit of the question.
If I had time to make it,
if you have all the time in the world, it doesn't matter what you're eating. Like, you could just enjoy like your breakfast. You know what I mean? Not like what's a good breakfast for you to get by in your day-to-day life that is both edible enough and also healthy enough. Like,
that's what I enjoy.
Okay, that's weird.
Take a pack of 2 instant grits, put it in a bowl, put a cup of water, stick it in the microwave. You cook your eggs and bacon in the same skillet, so all the juice mixes, and you got a slice of bread in the toaster. It's perfect.
This explains why Jay's so happy. He has incredibly low standards. So
I'm not making big Belgian waffles over here.
Yeah, for me, I have 2 answers. One, a little bit more realistic one that I actually do make sometimes. You cannot beat a breakfast burrito, bro. So give me a pound of bacon that I can cook up and dice into little things. Give me a pound of bacon. Give me a shit ton of potatoes, a bunch of eggs, throw some jalapenos in there, bunch of cheese, wrap all that shit up. Well, cook it all, obviously. Wrap it up in a big, huge tortilla. Give me 2 of those. And then I feel like absolute shit after, but I love it. And then if I'm going out somewhere and I can get whatever I want, I'm 100% getting a stack of pancakes, doing scrambled eggs with some cheese on them, 4 pieces of crispy bacon, some wheat toast, hash browns. You know, the shredded hash browns? You know those ones?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hash browns. That's my breakfast.
If I'm going out, it's Cracker Barrel. Yep.
Yeah. Storm Shadow. What's the logical reason for Superman's less than stellar international showing compared to domestic? Genuinely curious. I couldn't tell you. They just don't like the fucking movie. Like that is one of the things. They do not like the movie. I don't know if it might be just a little too on the goofy side, potentially, but they love Jurassic World Rebirth, dumb dinosaur shit. But I genuinely can't tell you. It just does not have good word of mouth or ratings in a lot of places in Asia, in some places in Europe. Latin America loves it. Dan Vask loves it. Net Stealer, Crypto literally saved Superman 3 times at least. Crypto's a good boy. Vlad the Man, hello. Jay, how do you spare fry rag? Go.
What?
I'm just trying
Fried
to read the
rice?
super chat.
How do I spell it? The same way you do. Good job.
Lance, if Supergirl gets her top off in a drunken stupor in public in her movie, I'll take back every bad thing I said about James Gunn. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
I think, again, just like so much, I actually think that Millie Alcock is a great casting for Supergirl. I just
don't think
know
it's the casting, it's the direction of like.
Yeah. Anakmamon reviews and rants. I don't remember the names of any of the characters, the plot, the story, or literally anything about it, but it was good probably. Jay is G&G's Chris Stuckman confirmed.
That's why people are here.
What about Mortal Kombat 2, says Anthony Landolfini. I think the trailer is supposed to happen at some point here. It's not happening yet. Hasn't happened yet. Random commentator for 5. So is YouTube chat name thing only affecting some channels at this point or what? It appears that's the case. Say Hill for 199. Pedro won't be in the Harry Potter series. He hates J.K. Rowling. That is true. There's no way he would do it. Thank God because of that.
Oh, good point.
John Gets Gaming. Member for 20 months. Pedro's making a fool of himself as usual at the premieres. He's a court jester and can't be normal. I'm playing Superman Returns and Fantastic Four Silver Surfer on my PS2 to cleanse my palate of these things. There you go, John Getz. D's Webos, I think F4 does worse than Superman. Normies went to see Superman for Crypto. Normies aren't going to go see Fantastic Four.
I tend to agree with you, but I guess we'll see.
Chimera for Ozzy too. Fantastic Four, 770 million worldwide, beating Superman's 560 worldwide. Those are the official projections from Chimera right there. Lance for 5. Excuse me. Are there any Walt Disney in your Disney parks? Hello?
There's an animatronic.
There is.
Like
it looks
crap.
It looks weird as shit, bro.
Yeah.
It looks very strange. And it looks very strange indeed.
They could have just made a movie.
My thing is, like, obviously Walt Disney loved all of these technological advancements and all these things that people could go to experience. I wonder how he would feel about an animatronic of himself. You know,
he probably would hate it.
I don't know. I can't even pretend to know enough about like Walt Disney. Like, I know a lot of people are massive Walt Disney fans and know like everything about his fucking life. I'm not one of those people, but I do just kind of wonder how he would feel about that. I don't know. I imagine if they did it, he'd want it to look better than it does. He looks as bad as a lot of those fucking Hall of Presidents people.
Yeah,
they look like fucking demons.
It's pretty bad. And that's supposed to be like a big show attraction. Oh, wow.
Samwise GG for 6. Ryan, I heard Jay say artificial sweeteners are worse than sugar. Get him.
When did you hear me say that? I use artificial sweeteners all the time. Give me that pink stuff, baby. Gotta love the pink stuff.
Harry Brownhole, Fantastic Four never made money. Femtastic Four dies. Jurassic Moore, S and FF.
So can I say something? Harry Brownhole was at the meetup.
Wow.
And he was looking for you. He was hoping that you might have made a guest appearance.
I would tell you guys before I fucking traveled somewhere like that. There's no situation in which where I will randomly show up like that. Probably.
What do you think someone by the name of Harry Brownhole looks like? I won't even say you're right.
My guess is Harry.
You're probably right.
Oh, well, I was going to say probably I'll go like against the. He probably just looks like a dude in his mid 40s who's like normal looking. and then he pretends online to be a dude called Harry Brownhole. But I don't know. It's my guess. Ninroku for $1 on locals. Do you guys think James Gunn was surrounded by too many yes men like George Lucas with the Phantom Menace? Might just be speculation, but that one video where everyone was glazing Gunn makes me think, yes, crypto equals Jar Jar. Look, I think they hired James Gunn so he could do whatever he wanted. So they're the ones that put their faith in him. They're the ones that said, go do whatever you want. So I think that if you're going to hire him to do what he wants, it makes sense to let him do what he wants. But we'll see what the reaction is internally. Not all this fucking PR stuff where they're like, we are so happy with Superman soaring. Like the real conversations that they'll have in the aftermath of this. Oh, here we go. All you fucks that wanted to see this trailer, it's finally out. So, let's watch this. You're a big Mortal Kombat guy, Jay?
I played the original video game. That's about it.
All right. Well, the trailer's here. So we'll,
Liu
after like
Kang.
2 hours of countdowns, Jesus.
Liu Kang is my man. What the heck? What is that?
Trailer is about to drop. I mean, seconds away. We had so much fun making this movie. We got a new realms. We introduced new characters. There's new fatalities. There's a lot of blood.
Tana and other classic fighters joining the cast. We can't wait for you to see Mortal Kombat 2 in theaters this October.
15
All right.
seconds left, Jay.
I'm at the edge of my seat. Mortal Kombat! Ooh, rated R.
Better be.
Uno mas, thanks.
You're Johnny Cage. I loved Citizen Cage when I was a kid.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
They should do a reboot.
Nobody wants that. Shit went out in the 90s. Johnny Cage, you have been chosen to fight. Tell me you're not some crazy fans. How are you doing that?
Are you coming or what?
Where the hell am I?
It's called Mortal Kombat. It's a fighting tournament. To the death.
Fuck that. This is a war for the fate of your world. You dickhead dinner what? I'm not some champion. I don't have transformer arms or shoot lightning bolts. This shit's got nothing to do with me. I'm an actor.
I find you annoying.
Not the face.
There's a war going on outside. You could run, but you can't hop forever, ever.
It's time to become the hero you were meant to be. All right, you big ugly fuck. It's showtime.
Get over here!
Get over here!
Ah, there it is!
Only the strong survive.
Praise him!
Are you shitting me? You don't have any powers? Just incredibly handsome.
Ah, it looks like fun.
Look, I am
It
not
looks like
some
fun.
I'm not some big Mortal Kombat guy. There are some people that know everything about every single one of these. I have never been one of those people. I do like Johnny Cage. I think that like focusing on him could work really well. I'll check it out when it comes in theaters. Not going to take it too seriously.
Yeah,
Looks like it could be cool.
I agree.
Looks like it could be cool. Probably a little stupid, But yeah. Mortal Kombat. The Common Nerds for 199. Superman historically does poorly overseas. Well, thank you for buying into the narrative that Warner Brothers wants you to, because Man of Steel did better overseas than it did domestically. Superman doesn't get much more historical than Superman 1978, the first Superman movie. Back when all movies made more domestically than internationally, it made more internationally than domestically. So the only one you could point that out for would be Superman Returns, which had about equal returns, $200 million domestically and around 190 plus internationally. That's the only one that you could say historically does poorly overseas. So they want you to believe that that's the case, but just look at the numbers. These other debuts we've had for Superman, the first fucking Superman movie, Man of Steel, Superman Returns, 2 out of those 3 made more internationally than domestically. So that's like a cope. Elite Neo for $50. Lots of gamers in my workplace, so took it upon myself to work with our team leads and form our own Geeks and Gamers Like group. Been well received thus far. Already got 80 people in our team space doing Call of Duty tomorrow night for our monthly session.
Oh, that's cool.
That's fucking cool, Elite
Have
Neo.
fun,
Hell yeah.
man.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Derek PG Baylor, I missed this on Rumble. Let's see. Can YouTube hit you if you misgender Hunter? I think if you do it in a very I think if you do it in like a very nasty way, but look, Hunter Schafer identifies as a woman, but is a biological man. Like, that's just the reality. That's not that's not being antagonistic. That's just the truth. You know what I mean? So, but I think that we're all caught up. Jay, what do you got going on?
Park hopping later today. As long as the weather holds up, should be all good. Just I don't know what time either. It'll just be random.
There you go.
That's it.
All right. That's it. We'll be back tomorrow, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.